Alright everyone, some people think that I've become black-pilled on Trump. That's not actually the case. I just decided, it's time to be brutally honest about some of his shortcomings. Which I've been anyway. It's like early on, one of the first things he proposed was when he gets elected is I'm going to restart the CIA black sites, start waterboarding people. Yeah, no thank you. There have been some things that he's done that I cannot agree with. Like the tax cuts, although I found out when I filed my taxes the mandate actually is still there. Yeah, so I had to pay that extra 2.5%. Hey, Donald, you forgot something in that tax bill of yours. Did the other Republicans cuck out on that one or something? I'm thinking so. When you already have to owe over 20 grand to the federal government, it's not much fun now, is it? I have to fucking pay for pothole-filled roads and bombing third worlders. It gets me a little bit upset. But there is one thing that Trump has done lately that I really liked, and this is, his BANT skills are unchallenged. He said, well, I've never really been a fan of John McCain, and sort of, was talking about that. Good. At least he's standing his ground and being firm on this, because I wanted to make sure that he still despised this particular neocon warhawk. I thought it was funny after McCain keeled over, everyone jumped down my throat about saying that John McCain, I was glad he was dead. It was a good day for America. A great evil had finally been taken by cancer. People were, they were livid. They're like, okay. I may not like John McCain, but he just died. Think of the family. I'm like, fuck the family. He didn't think of the families of the people that he was responsible for killing. Like it or not, Trump is considerably better on foreign policy than most of the other presidents we've had recently. I'm not happy about keeping 1,000 troops in Syria. That's a campaign promise by the way that he's broken. But we're not in a significant active war at this time anywhere. We've got troops down on the Venezuelan border directing refugee flow. We've got troops in Syria on a couple of little pieces of land that aren't welcome there, and I don't know why the fuck we keep them there. We've got a presence still in Afghanistan, which I think is a mistake waiting to happen, but at the moment it's like, seemingly calm. And that's really the problem, is that in a lot of these theaters of war that we've been active in, you've got a seeming calm, and you get to the point where the politicians get nervous and they want to keep the troops there forever. They remember the Tet Offensive or something. They're like, if we withdraw, all of a sudden the enemy appears out of the foxholes and starts killing everybody. I think honestly that's part of what it is. It's like a never withdrawal sort of strategy to try to slowly seep U.S. assets in all over the world until we can sort of throttle everything or something. But, yeah, I'm glad that he put his foot down on John McCain. John McCain's a fucking scumbag, dude. He was never a good senator. Name some of his major accomplishments. Bomb Iran. Lost to Obama, gave us Obama. Wonderful times. Yeah, John McCain. John McCain didn't win his presidential election. That's why he didn't get along with Trump. It was funny how, what's his name there? The fairly obviously closeted Republican senator. Lindsey Graham. His 180 immediately after John McCain was dead had people smirking a little bit. I think that people in the know realized that there was some blackmail going on there and they weren't actually bosom buddies. And if they were, again, knowing Lindsey Graham, is probably went beyond the platonic. Who knows? Who fucking cares, by the way? John McCain, it doesn't matter what his personal life is like. His professional life speaks for itself. Lots and lots of dead children. Wonderful times. Yeah, he loved it so much. Didn't he, accidentally crash an aircraft on a ship at some point and cause a fire? I think he did. He gets shot down over enemy lines and people act like he's a war hero for having been a POW. Dude, you can't elect every person that served with honor in the military. There'd be a really packed, fucking House of Representatives and Senate now, wouldn't it? Oh, every POW has to get a turn. Well, no, some of those POWs, they, beat their wives and shit like that. Just because a person has something good about them doesn't mean they can't have negative character traits. It's like saying, oh, you're a POW. So I'm going to hire you as my lawyer despite the fact that you've got no legal experience. And you're like a law clerk or something. I don't think that's a great idea. I think that we need to look beyond that in people and look at them for who they really are. And John McCain, the person that he really is, pretty scummy if you look at the sort of things that he proposed over time. Big-time censorship lover, never fiscally conservative. But then again, I can't hold that against him because if you look at the Republicans, especially from that era, from the John McCain, especially 80s through 2000s era, the core neocon movement, none of these people were fiscal conservatives. Their idea of fiscal conservatism is a few percentages shaved off of your income tax, maybe, that you probably pay elsewhere if you have any means, and then they drop the corporate tax rate a little bit. Like, Trump finally reassembled it and got it into line where at least the business tax system now makes more sense. Everything, in fact, makes perfect sense except for the mandate that's still screwing people, which was, not something I was knowledgeable about because I can't remember anyone ever saying that the mandate was still in effect. I was under the impression that he had commanded the IRS to ignore it, but it still gets collected. Donald should be pressured to do something about that. That was one of the main shining moments of his early presidency, was eliminating the mandate, but the mandate never got eliminated. How the fuck did that end up happening? You can tell I'm a little bit cut up about that. That's about all. Peace out.